This is Mongolian Mindset, and today me and Christian are going to be personality typing Chelsea Handler. Okay, guys, this is going to be a fun one. You're going to get both of our reactions to her. We'll play a short clip with her and 50 Cent because that's what intrigued me into her type, and then we'll be breaking her down. You guys know we use Linda Barrens Interaction styles and temperament combined with cognitive functions. We have a breakdown of all of that. We have a wonderful breakdown with me and Christian just breaking down all of the cognitive functions in one go. And then we have the individuals as well. We also have basically everything you need to know about type on this fucking channel. You just search around, okay, guys?
Chelsea Handler is a very interesting person. I've been following her for years because I'm a fan of comedy and I appreciate her style. She's one of those comedians, I think a lot of female comedians get a rap for not being that funny, but I think this is one of the comedians that, she stands out within that class. So this is going to be an interesting one. So you're not going to want to click off the video, okay?
Guys, we are revamping our typing sessions and stuff like that. To get a free typing session, to qualify for a free typing session by us, you have to be level 25 in our Discord. So you want to join our Discord. It's going to be one of the most exciting Discords when it comes to the self-development and MBTI. And we're in the early stages of that. You want to say you are a part of that. And hopefully, if you're good enough you got some ideas, maybe we can move you up into the leadership or maybe moderator category, guys. So that's still open, guys. But let's get into this. So personality database has Chelsea Handler as an ENTJ. We'll be listening to her, and then I'll be knocking metrics off as we go here. But yeah, so let's play this clip here because this is what got me interested in her.
Not a thing. I'm just open to it. I mean, I've dated black guys. I mean, I know I had a public relationship with one that obviously, was very public. I know he was a guest on your show, and he.
Yeah, I was so fascinated by that conversation. He surprised me. 50.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart.
He's a sweetheart.
He's like so cute, and you just want to hang from his neck.
So what was that like?
Big and beefy.
Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, it wasn't the most serious relationship, but he came on my show and he sent me a bunch of flowers, and I just was like, I'm not gonna.
He did this, he did that. That's all SC data there. She's talking about a shared experience that everybody can agree on that happened there.
I'd be dating, first of all, somebody whose name is a number. I'm not going to be dating.
For a long time.
That's wild, isn't it, Christian?
It is. Now, keep in mind, Chelsea Handler is a little older, too. So she's kind of like from the previous generation. So keep in mind when you're kind of like judging her decisions. I think like dating a rapper is probably not as acceptable in her generation as it is maybe in ours. So that could be a point for maybe being a pragmatic type person. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that definitely pragmatic, okay, that she's willing, because in her generation, black men are kind of not,
it wasn't as socially acceptable.
Not socially acceptable. So, I mean, she's showing that she has her own independent mindset when it comes to that. But definitely we got SEN out there. But let's watch this.
Shirt off on stage.
I mean, I've taken my shirt off before. I'm sharing.
Yeah.
I'm not private about my body.
I'm not private about my body.
Well, some people would argue that you should be based on what's happening. Is the best in a drink too. A sour cocktail, that's good.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I don't like sweet. Too sweet, I don't like.
I was going through.
Do you want soda water or do you want Canada?
But I'm getting a lot of direct communication from her already. She's very like, I like this, you like that, you are this, you are that. She's very direct with her communication, and she's also not afraid to kind of start a topic and then initiate. Exactly. So already I'm getting a lot of initiation, direct communication, and some pragmatism out of her. Okay.
Yeah. So that if you're looking at that, then you only got two types left, ESTP and ENTJ. So let's keep looking here, guys. Is she a T user? Is she abstract? Is she systematic? Or is she more interest-based? We shall see.
Person. I don't like too much fruit. Like I'll have a margarita, but I can't do a bunch of margaritas.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Nice. You are the consummate vodka drinker. Like,
I used to be. I had to transition to gin for a period of time. I think I'm slowly coming out of that because for some reason vodka just started to taste like gasoline. I mean, it is gasoline. It's like rubbing out.
All right, so she's talking about started to taste like gasoline. So I would say that's a TE comparison there. So I'm here for a TE there. Okay. We already know that she's direct. Okay. Me and Christian can go ahead and knock that off the board. We see that this woman is direct. Okay. So that eliminates 8 personality types with her being direct. But we'll keep hunting, guys.
Alcohol.
It's when we got into the spirits game, there was so much diversity in like whiskeys and tequilas and vodka's pretty much just like it's like a fastball. It does but I think if you drink a lot of vodka, like when you were a big vodka drinker, what was your vodka drink?
Belvedere on the rocks with a splash of soda, and by splash I meant like Belvedere on the rocks.
No, I saw what you meant last night.
Yeah.
You said, "Are we working as a team here or what?"
Yeah, I want to make sure the bartenders know right away what's going on. You know,
like, I want to make sure that the bartenders know right away what's going on. Direct, initiate, and control. SENI, right there. Boom. Direct, and I want to make sure. I want to control the situation. I want to control the environment. That's what you're picking up from Chelsea right there. Outcome statement, control statements. Yeah.
Okay.
Like make that connection clear. I'll be back. I'm going to be very generous. Let's get into the rhythm of what's this exchange. Definitely. I don't want to do a corn syrup.
Do you count calories?
No, I don't. I try not to count anything really.
Have you ever been fat?
Chubby. When? Chubbier, yeah. I mean, I'm smaller now than I used to be.
Really?
Yeah, I used to be a little curvier. Yeah, now I'm just a lean, mean muscle machine.
I remember the first time I ever saw you do stand-up, I fucking was blown away.
Really? Where was it? At the Improv?
You rolled in. You're a different beast. I feel bummed that kids these days that are blowing up, like all my friends, Matt Rife and Shane Gillis and Mark Normand, they never got to see what older stand-up was like what the world was when I started. I remember when I started, this is like, it just didn't fucking exist. You rolled in with 3, what I could only describe supermodels into the fucking Improv to do a 15-minute set. You rolled in at the time you were supposed to go on. You're like, you looked at me and you're like, how's the crowd? And something, I was like, good. I didn't know who you were. And I was like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck are these women? You went up, absolutely fucking ripped the room in half, walked off stage, and you guys went out to a bar. And I went, what the fuck did I just witness?
Definitely tracks. That sounds exactly like my movement, for sure.
She's like controlling this shit, though, still. Like direct, initiating, control, for sure. Okay.
Well, he's kind of leading he is the interviewer, so we got to take that into account. It's
okay.
More.
And they were telling...
No, nothing. Keep going. I want to hear the
me
story.
about this chick that rolled in, hungover, and goes, "I'm coming in hot today to the writer's room," and you fucking were there for like fucking 2 hours. You lit it up. And you're like, "I'm done. That's all you're getting out of me today." I was just that confidence. I always thought that was so cool.
Well, I think everything comes in bursts. You know what I mean? Especially creativity, and you have to be respectful of those bursts. So when you're feeling it, you got to go for it, but you also know when to like kind of shut it down.
Yeah.
Don't try to like over create. That's not effective.
The only thing that could be a point for outcome as well, like what she said, like don't try to over create. It's almost like
get the outcome and get out.
Yeah, like get the outcome, get out. She's not like it's kind of like a perfectionist thing in a way, because if she was progression,
she's talking about being effective. So that's TE, getting it done and getting out. Right. Not wasting time. And she's also talking about like going out and having fun, because ENTJs, they will get their work done, but they will party. They play hard, they work hard, and they party hard. That's the thing about ENTJs. They work hard and they party hard. That's why afterwards she's at the bar, right? Got to indulge in that SC child. But she's going to make sure she gets her work done first.
And you could, if you did Rogan, you sold tickets. I don't think people remember the fucking Chelsea camp. That was fucking undeniable.
Yeah, it was a great avenue for comics to get, like seen and heard, all of those comics. It was fucking awesome to see all these people having this massive success when that was like the first TV show they were ever on. Is so cool. Like Fortune Feimster, Joe Coy, Kevin Hart was like, Kevin Hart was fucking on the round table, being his little...
It's all SENI. This is SE. Kevin Hart was on the round table. She's name dropping with TE, right?
Asshole self.
Kevin Hart was, and he was coming up to you confident as shit, going like, "I'm gonna be a superstar."
Oh, he drew the line. He was like, at one point, he had been doing the round table as a regular comic. You know, he was one of our like A-list ones that was like always delivered, was always funny, and his managers called one day and they were like, "Listen, Kevin is no longer going to be on the round table. He's only coming on as a guest now." And I was like, who the fuck does he think he is? But I respected it because I was like, oh, that's something I would say, you know, like I was like, okay, sure. Yeah. Good for him for saying that. And he did become obviously a star.
Well, who the fuck does he think he is? That's pragmatic and that's TE, right? Who does he think he is? And she goes in to say that she would do the same thing because she's an ENTJ. They're bold, they're confident, they don't give a fuck. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Did you think when you got into the business that you were going to have this career?
There's really no nice way to say that, to answer that without sounding arrogant. But yes, I did. And not in an arrogant way, in a super confident, like I didn't know what it was going to look like, but I knew what I wanted.
That's, you know, he asked the question, like, in the past, did you think you were going to be who you are in the future? And she said, definitely yes. So that would signal NI user, right? Mm-hmm. Meaning like she already had her future in mind when she was going through, you know, and she had the outcome in mind as well. So
yeah, she had a vision, impact of where she was going. She knew what she was going. She was knowing, and I is all about knowing where you're going. A lot of times, your future, your desire, your vision. She already had that.
It out of life, and I wanted to have a big, huge, exciting life, and I wanted to have a lot of money so I could do what I want and
want it. NI statements.
Say yes to things and say no to things, and not be beholden to a boss or a studio or a. You
guys want to be held down by a boss or a studio? That would be pragmatism.
Like for my full gig, you know what I mean? I write books, I do my podcast, I have my stand-up tour, I'm doing my Vegas residency now. Like I don't have to answer to anyone, and I'm that's intentional. Was that?
She doesn't want to answer to anyone. That's intentional. So let's go ahead and knock pragmatic off the table here. This woman is pragmatic. And outcome, those are outcomes there. She's listed there. Those right there, those are end products, right? She's intentional about her end products and getting there. So with that being said, direct, pragmatic, outcome, that makes you a in charge type. And the in charge pragmatic types only ESTP and ENTJ, and she's not saying anything that's TI or FE. It's me, effectiveness, getting things done. What do I value? So this woman's an ENTJ. We're going to watch a little bit more so we can get a little bit more into this, but we know this woman's an ENTJ.
Were you that as a little girl?
Yeah, I didn't like that either. When people were telling me what to do, teachers, I would be like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, you get a ruler. I'm not fucking bringing rulers to school. They're like, you have to get all these like notebooks for school. I'm like, I'll be here and I'll pick up what I pick up and I'll throw down what I throw down. I'm not fucking getting notebooks. Don't boss me around because I'm in fucking first grade and you think you're superior, that you're smarter than me. You're not. In first grade, I knew I was smarter than everybody. I was like, this is bullshit.
What a frustrating daughter to raise.
Oh my
bro ENTJ.
You know what, I've always liked Chelsea Handler a lot, actually, you know, even because back in the day I used to watch a lot of Comedy Central and she would show up here and there, and I always appreciated her comedy and her way of thinking, maybe because I'm pragmatic as well, so it parallels with my pragmatism, you know. And I wish
ENTJ pragmatism is totally different, bro. It is, I'm confident, I know what I want. You are just a fucking cog in the machine. Get out of my fucking way. That's how ENTJs are, especially like when they got success behind them. They can be
right, but to my point, it's kind of like an aspirational thing. Like I see that and I was like, yeah, like go, like show them, you know, like like I wish I was a little more out there with my pragmatism like that, you know, like it's aspirational, yeah.
Kind of like when I called the whole class peasants. You remember that shit?
Yeah. Like I like that shit, man. I like that shit. It's almost like you're talking my thoughts for me, you know, because I felt the same way, but you had the balls to say it, you know.
Yo, it's a story we talked about when me and Christian were in high school. And like Christian had this extra credit shit that he had us do, but it was faulty and bullshit, right? So he then got me up there in front of all these people, had me read the shit. And then the teacher was trying to be nice. And she was like, how much points do you think they deserve
for this presentation?
Right? And before she ended that word, I said, we deserve full credit for getting up here and talking to these peasants.
Yeah.
And the whole class was like shocked. Like
in front of the whole class. And I was like, holy shit. I was like surprised, but at the same time, I was like, hell yeah, tell them. You know, like
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. ENTJ, man.
Mm-hmm.
My God, you frustrating. Can you imagine my family, how frustrating it was for me? I was trapped in a little girl's body and I felt like a woman. I just wanted to be a woman and have my own place and travel the world. And I was like, fuck, I'm only 6. This is going to take like another 12 years minimum. It was brutal.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a real bitch on wheels. So this is like the actual softer version of me.
But you know what's funny? She's
this
very
is me bursting into my womanhood.
But she's very much in tune with her past as well. We don't know how true it is, what she's saying. But at the same time, it's like she is in tune with how she felt when she was a kid. So even though she's an NI user, it's surprising that, you know, she's thinking that deeply about her thoughts as a kid, you know. And I could relate to that a little bit as well. Like I think sometimes like that of how I thought when I was a kid, you know. So
well, I mean, you know, when you're dealing with an ENTJ, when they're talking about the memories, we only think big picture. Like big picture. It's not like minute details that's going on.
Like
it's
the vision.
Yeah.
Like the vision in the past.
It's not, oh, what color was I wearing? What did my teacher look like? It's not like, what was I like doing? It's kind of like she basically is talking about her frustration she had about being, I'm this person that's in charge and I got to sit and wait until I become adult so people will listen to me.
Right. And you felt the same way when you were a kid? You were like, I want to be Napoleon now, you know?
Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to battle Napoleon, but I didn't feel like I knew enough, you know? But if you would have said, Mercer, this is somewhere to go off to be Napoleon at like 7 years old, I would have took that route immediately if you gave me that option, because that's what I wanted to do. Okay. But I realized that the world that we lived in is totally different than the times from back then. And like, basically you cannot take over nothing anymore. Right. Well, because if you do take over anything, then you have rebellions and you spending all this money. And then eventually 70, 20 or 30 years, you'll end up having to give those people their independence anyway. So you basically just wasted your fucking time. So
now you can take over in the realm of business or social media or whatever.
That's what you have to do now. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 49 now, so I'm down. 49? Yeah, I'm 49.
You do not look 49.
I was gonna say
at least 48. No, I always thought you were probably 10 years younger than me.
How old are you?
51.
Oh, I thought you were okay. Yeah, I thought you were a lot older too. Older than 51 for sure.
Damn, she's a savage. See, that's low FE right there. That is straight up savage. I thought you was older than 51. Holy shit, bitch.
But keep in mind, they are comedians and they are riffing on each other on purpose to be funny. You got to keep that in mind too. But
it's hard to tell though with your personality because you obviously have a very youthful personality.
It plays against me.
Very immature for sure.
I'm the opposite of you. I always felt like the youngest kid in the room. I always felt like I still feel like a child. Like I still call my dad up about like questions about money. So I don't know. Money is a tricky area for myself as well. I would rather pay money to not be involved in the details. Yeah. I would rather pay an extra fee to my business.
She doesn't want to deal with any of the SI details because that's the weakest spot for an ENTJ is the details.
Business managers to not include me in these conversations.
Did you, I think people forget. Can I see if this is accurate? Your career exploded with your first book.
No, I don't know if that's true. I was on the show Girls Behaving Badly for a while, which wasn't a huge show, but it was pretty popular at the time.
I remember that.
And it was a hidden
talking about popularity here. That's more TE
camera show, and I was on it with like 3 other women.
Can I say something real quick?
And then my book, I wrote.
Bro, comedians are obsessed with popularity, like as a whole, is what I've noticed. It's kind of like a common thing. Like most comedians are obsessed with popularity,
So what I'll say to that is that you will notice that someone like Matt Rife won't talk about it as much, right? But a T user will talk about it. Like that would be part of their speech of importance to make sure they get out, right? While as a TI user don't really talk about popularity. They'll be, I went to this venue and in that venue, but TFI users want to make sure you get the importance of that they did something big, right? That's more why you're going to see it more in the TFI user's speech, right? Because it makes them feel good. Because FI is all about what makes me feel good, what creates inner harmony inside of me, right? And that FI, the popularity being there when everybody's there, that's going to appeal to them.
My first book, and then I had the Chelsea Handler show, which was the prelude to Chelsea Lately, because it didn't work. So they were trying to they were like, you know what, you need to like a daily, nightly show on E. We wanted to do that. And then when my next book came out, that came out and the show launched at the same time. And that was pretty much when
the first book was My Horizontal Life.
My Horizontal, a collection of one night stands. Yes.
I remember you would go on Leno and talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny. I was just at my house and I was with my friend showing him, because Leno sent me this thing when they ended the show, or when he retired, they sent me this board of how many appearances I had on Leno. And it was like,
they did this, they did that, all SE data here, guys, all SE data.
26 appearances.
Holy cow.
I know. And I was just on Fallon the other night, and he's like, you have like, he goes, you have it was their 10-year anniversary. And he's like, you have 14 appearances here. And I was like, yeah, I go on to, I talk on shows a lot. That's my jam. It's too bad you don't get paid more money to do that.
Yeah.
That is a career.
I've never done really much late night talk shows at all. I've done Kimmel a couple times.
Do you not like them?
You just initiated. Do you not like it then?
No, I do.
Let me ask that again. Do you not like them?
Another time. Bro, women like this, bro, they make you kind of queasy, bro, because they're like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, it's like you're ever like at a bar or something and the ENTJ come on you, it's like this, bro. It's like,
but you know what? I vibe with women like this. I like direct communicators and stuff like that.
I like direct communicators, but I don't like you choking me out. Like
I don't even mind it.
I want you to, and they throw me against it's like somebody do this and they throw you against the wall again. It's like, bro, what's going on with you?
Bro, I don't even mind it because I have that kind of laid back attitude. So
you want somebody to take your booty hole.
I just lean back. And she trying to, break me, but she ain't gonna break me because I'm just leaning back, chilling. Like that's kind of like my vibe. I just take it with stride and, kind of like step around the directness. That's what. But yeah.
God damn, you can't breathe. Like, bro, you need to chill, bro, chill.
It's like the way I said Lared's name last night.
Last night I saw him at the Forum at the Pearl Jam concert, and he's like, "Oh yeah, have you ever worked out with Lared Hamilton?"
And the woman I was talking to called me on it immediatly. And was like,
I also want to mention the wet spot around your penis. That is,
it's just getting worse.
Oh, are you the one that had the zins?
Yeah,
dude.
Bro, this is what I'm talking about here.
This is your worst nightmare.
She does need to say this and like making Buddy here super uncomfortable. Just don't even say it. But he really doesn't give a fuck.
But she's doing that on purpose.
He's the one with the zins, buddy.
She's initiating like crazy.
She's doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay.
To throw him off his square.
But
and he's failing miserably.
Knew it was someone.
Why? How did you? What?
A friend of mine wanted zins, and I was like, "Oh, I was just with someone who had zins," and I thought it was Jeff Ross, and
no,
it wasn't.
It's not Jeff.
It's you.
No, it was me. I got addicted to them. What was I saying,
dude?
Before that,
she got Buddy so nervous he forgot what he was saying. She got Buddy so nervous from all the fucking initiating pragmatic language that she
direct initiating control
that he forgot what he was thinking.
How much NI?
Oh my god, dude!
She choked him out, bro. She choked him the fuck out. I told you that shit, bro. I just told you, like they will do this shit. And you be like, bro, chill the fuck out, like I never forget one time this ENTJ girl kept like touching my face, and I had like wigged out, like don't touch my motherfucking face. And she's like, oh, I wasn't really touching your face. I'm like, And then I was like, you gonna sit here and lie to me? Like, I'm already like amped up. Like, I'm like Russian roulette a lot of times. Like, I might let something slide one time, but it's like Russian roulette with Mercer. You don't know when he just about to just go at you. So they can do this shit, man. It's annoying.
I don't mind doing them. I prefer long form podcasts. I enjoy the slower conversation.
Yeah, so you don't have to go out there and hit.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's not bad. Like doing him is not bad. I've never really done, and Letterman was really great.
Yeah.
Letterman was awesome.
Right.
But I feel like I talk too fast. I talk too loud. I get too much energy. And I feel like I don't like who I am when I do it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well, I think you're very good at interviewing thus far.
Thank
I mean,
you.
yeah.
Well, I'm interested in you.
I can tell, and I appreciate that. But it's a lot of people are interviewing people and have no idea how to interview people.
I don't know how to interview people.
You gotta critique his work, bro. Like,
No, but she's helping him. She's helping him.
She's trying to do it from.
She senses his nervous, self-deprecating energy right now, like his lack of confidence, and she's trying to say, "Hey, you know what? You're doing great. Like you can relax."
As long as, like, you got to remember when you would in the ENTJ, as long as you make them feel good, right? Everything is good. The second they start feeling bad, it's gonna get worse.
I just have questions that I've always wondered about you.
Well, I think being curious is really the only ingredient necessary to be a good interviewer.
Yeah.
As long as you are naturally curious, which you should be around most people, right? I am.
I'm not.
You're not.
Most people, I don't care. Like if I met Eddie Vedder, I'd be very curious, but probably overly curious.
Yes.
And I get into the weeds on something. He was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And so like Laird Hamilton, I'm obsessed with. I think he's so fucking amazing.
Really?
And Gabby Reese, I was in love with Gabby Reese.
Laird Hamilton has a big crush on me. Ask him, and Gabby knows about it. They've talked about it openly.
Yeah.
Initiate, let me make my popularity here. He has a huge crush on me. I'm desirable. Thank you. Ha ha ha.
Okay, so next time you see him, ask him how he feels about Chelsea Handler.
Gabby was, when I was a kid in Florida, Gabby was the runway model.
She was so gorgeous.
She went to Florida State.
So hot.
Yeah.
So hot.
I remember meeting her. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But once again, it's like, if I'm interested in people, I have a lot of questions. And I'm a guy who consistently thinks, like, I think about other things a lot. Like, I have friends that, like, I don't think Tom Segura thinks at all. Like, I think he just is dead inside, where he just gets on his phone and scrolls. Like, I think about things. Like, I remember a question I've had for a long time is, because you were inspiration. A lot of people started writing books. I mean, writing books wasn't a big thing. I know that people say that it was, but it wasn't.
It was not.
It was not. And when you did it, all of a sudden, everyone's agent was like, you need to write a memoir. And everyone needed an angle. But yours was so authentically unique. And I always wondered, did any of those guys ever come back after you? Because you were so descriptive.
Yes.
You've talked about fucking that redhead. I still think about that guy.
I know him. He's in town. That's Jeff Bayless. He said, he let me use his real name.
Bro, she just dropped bro's name on
Bro,
there,
she didn't have to do that. That's
she
crazy.
didn't have to do that, bro.
Bro, that's hilarious.
She knows she broke, like.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
You know what? I think we could call it here. We got her
It was
type.
Jeff Bayless. Ask him. He loves.
Yeah, we're done here, guys.
So let's do an official type declaration. Mercer, go ahead. Explain.
So Chelsea Handler is an ENTJ, guys. It's pretty easy to see it here. I mean, she is initiating, control, NI. Let me put my hands on your throat. ENTJs are initiating, which means they will initiate conversation. That means they are extroverted. They are abstract. Okay, it's a lot harder to fish abstractions out of ENTJs, right? Just because they have that TESE loop a lot of times, right? They'll be TE looping from that a lot of times. But they do have a grand vision for themselves. They do know where they're going. As opposed to like an any user, like they're gonna just be using what if scenarios a lot. Okay, that's because they're controlled by NE, right, and not NI, right? And she's systematic, right? She likes to get control systems. use structures to get control over her life. She's not looking at what people get out of a situation. She doesn't really fucking give a damn, right? She might be completely blind to is what I would say, like myself. Oh, see, Joseph just dropped in. Oh, shit. Guys, she is pragmatic, which means like she cares about her own autonomy, doing what the fuck she wants to do. She's not really worried about cooperation. She has a utilitarian mindset. She's direct, right? It's fucking gut wrenching how direct this woman is. And she's outcome. She's focused on pure end products. She's not looking at the journey at all. She's just there for the outcome there. And she will use control to mobilize and get the resources she needs. While she said like and that's a specific point about details. I wish I could just pay money to get past the details, right? Because ENTJs really struggle with those details. So you got the SENI, obviously. She was like, I was a fucking kid and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And I had to sit and wait fucking 6 more years or 12 more years, whatever the fuck she said. And she's all about that TEFI, guys. So we got her for an ENTJ, 3W4. I would hit her with the same as mine, SO, right? She's all out there, big car, big this, big that. But I would hit her for sexual on the backside because, you know, she does keep up her appearance quite well. You know? And I would say she's dominant, right? She's dominant subclass for brain skins. And I would say for a woman, this woman's prodigy level. Like it's hard to get to be a woman and get to that certain level because once you get into business, everything is very cutthroat. And she does pretty well with that. I mean, even 50 Cent in the interview said that he wanted to steal some of her ideas. So that just tells you just how good this woman really is. Christian, anything you want to say before we leave?
Yeah, like I said, Chelsea Handler, you know, I've been following her for a while. Always enjoyed her comedy, her style. And like I said, it's kind of aspirational tendency of mine to look at extroverted, pragmatic, direct communicators because they almost say the things that I wish that I could say or naturally would say. Okay. Kind of similar to Mercer and me's dynamic. Okay. So Chelsea Handler, great person, great artist. And I really enjoyed this. And, you know, next time I might be on another celebrity typing. Who knows, you know? Yeah. And shout out to CS Joseph. He just dropped in right down below.
Yeah, man. Shout out to CSJ, man. He just dropped in. But we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace out.